What's up guys, Matthew Monas here, and before I begin the video, I just want to apologize because I'm sick, so I'm going to sound stuffy throughout the entire video, but no cold is going to stop me from bringing you guys content. With that being said, OnePlus has completely gotten rid of the OnePlus 3. You can no longer buy it at all, but they've replaced it with the OnePlus 3T. So think of the 3T as the S series of iPhones. So it's going to have the same design, but there's going to be a lot new features internally to make the phone a little bit faster. So the 3T brings a faster processor, it's going to have a bigger battery, it's going to have a few software tweaks, and it brings a better front-facing camera. But the big question is the OnePlus 3T still worth it? Let's find out. This is the OnePlus 3, and this is the OnePlus 3T. They look exactly the same except for one minor detail, and that's the color. Instead of silver, the 3T has a dark gray gunmetal look. I personally like the dark gray, but if you really want to make your phone stand out from the crowd, then you can install this sweet marble D-brand skin on top of it. With that being said, everything else is the same, from the size, the button placement, the slider, and even the pre-installed screen protector. It may not be the most unique looking phone, but it's one of the most comfortable phones to use. In my original review, I said the 1080p AMOLED display on the OnePlus 3 wasn't that great because using a pentile matrix on a 5.5 inch screen, and it also had poor color reproduction. While it's still using a pentile matrix instead of a diamond one, and if you look close enough you can still see some pixelation. But they did fix the color reproduction issues with an update by adding sRGB mode. Colors are a lot more pleasing to look at, and you can customize it to fit your preference. This is obviously not one of the better displays out there, but it's good enough, and I think most people will be happy with it. Sound is the same, it's nothing special, it's coming out of a mono speaker on the bottom of the phone, but what's not the same is the performance. Just like the 3T still has 6 GB of RAM, but instead of a Snapdragon 820 processor, it's using the latest Snapdragon 821, so expect a 10 to 15% performance increase. It definitely felt a little more snappier when browsing the menus and using the phone. I think for someone who's coming from the OnePlus 3 to the OnePlus 3T, they won't notice that much difference in terms of performance. However, the 821 is still a better processor and will just increase the longevity of the phone. The 3T is running a newer build of Oxygen OS version 3.5.3, so has a few new features like the ability to adjust the brightness from the notification shade. Previously, you had to go into the settings menu and enable or disable it from there. There's now lock buttons that let you disable the hardware buttons in case you accidentally push them while playing a game. On top of that, the shelf, which is to the left of the home screen, is now more visually appealing. It has a new card interface. It shows a lot more useful information like the weather, storage levels, and battery life. But there is one bug I did notice, and it's a touch delay. Every time you tap an icon, there's a slight delay before it opens. It's not a big deal, but it is noticeable. OnePlus is aware of the issue and it will be fixed in the NuGet update. Speaking of Android 7.0, both the OnePlus 3 and 3T will get it this month. The rear-facing camera is the same as the OnePlus 3, so it's a 16-megapixel Sony IMX298 sensor with an f2.0 lens and optical image stabilization. It's fast to load and quick to snap a photo. Image quality is the same as the OnePlus 3, so it'll take good photos in optimal light, but it's obviously not the best camera out there. If you want to see more pics and a 4K video, links to my OnePlus 3 review is in the description and down below. But the big camera change actually comes to the front-facing camera. It's no longer an 8-megapixel shooter, it's now 16. Due to the sensor size, a lot more detail is captured, and it's definitely one of the better front-facing cameras on the market. The original OnePlus 3 was only available with a 64GB storage option, but now you can buy it with 64 or 128GB. This is great since there's no micro SD card slot available. And the last change is the battery. It's been bumped up from 3000 milliamps on the OnePlus 3 to 3400 on the 3T. However, I didn't notice much of an improvement. I was averaging similar times of 4 to 5 hours of screen on time before needing a charge. This could be due to the faster processor draining more battery, evening it out between both models. Dash charge is still present and you can top up your battery faster than most other phones, but of course you have to use the proprietary charger and cable that comes with it. So here are my closing thoughts. The OnePlus 3T is a nice refinement of the original OnePlus 3. It brings a bigger battery, a faster processor, a few software tweaks, and a better front-facing camera. Is it worth $40 more? I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments below. But one thing's for sure is that OnePlus has to be careful about the continuous price hikes. because eventually this phone no longer becomes a budget premium phone and it starts making its way up towards the premium smartphone territory. So what do you guys think of the OnePlus 3T? Is this something you guys would buy? Obviously, if you're an original OnePlus 3 owner, it's not worth the upgrade, and I'd wait for the OnePlus 4 or even OnePlus 5. But for those of you out there looking for a really good smartphone for under $500 US, I definitely think you should check out the OnePlus 3T. So that wraps up my review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.